Hello and welcome to our latest installment of Cabinet Learning Series. Today we're going to be talking about PDF forms. We're going to start with why PDF forms, why you would want to use them, what they are, and what you can do with them. We're going to go into actually building a PDF form in Adobe Acrobat. And then we're going to be taking that PDF form and building a PDF form template within Safe. So to begin with, we're talking about why we would use PDF forms. Some of the features are you have the ability to auto-populate the form fields in the PDF form directly from the folder indexes within Safe. You can have auto-calculate functions, so that way if you have things such as an expense report, you can have all the items in the expense report automatically calculate on the document. You have the ability to sign documents, which means you can have them signed for approval, whether it be an invoice and it goes to management, or if you're out in the field, you can have a customer sign it if they have a document that needs to be signed. You can create fully searchable PDFs, and also any of the data that's imported into this PDF form can then be exported to a SQL table, and then that data can be used to run certain reports. You can import it and do other software you might be using, and really do anything you might need to do with that data. So now I want to go into actually creating a PDF form. In front of me I have a background check. This document was created in Word and then saved as a PDF document, and I've written out all the different fields that I want to be fillable in the PDF form. Right now you can see that I can't actually type on these lines because it's not a PDF form yet. We need to actually create these fields inside of Adobe Acrobat Pro, which is what I'm in now. You will need a full version of Adobe Acrobat to be able to create a PDF form. In Reader you can fill out the forms, but you will not be able to actually create them. But once I have the document open, I can come right over here to Tools, and then it's going to give me a list of different areas that I can go to. I want to make sure I do the drop down for Forms, and then click on Edit. It's going to ask me if it wants to automatically detect the form fields for me. Normally I would say yes, because it actually does a pretty good job, but I want to go through manually and show you how to actually create the fields. So under the Tasks drop down here, I have Add New Field. So to add a new field, I'm going to click on this, and it's going to give me another drop down that will show me the different types of fields that I can add. So if I want a user just to type in the data, I'm going to grab the text field. It's going to bring up this box, and then I can draw a box right where I want the field to be. It's going to ask me to type in a field name, and I want to make sure that when I name these fields, I name them with the data that is actually going to be going into the field itself. And you'll see why that's important once we get into building the template inside of Safe. So I want to go through and I want to continue to create a field for every area on the document that needs a field that I need somebody to be able to type information into. So I go through, and also I want to make sure I do my digital signature field for any signatures that might need to go on the document. So I can add that here. Just going to name this signature. So I'll go through and create all these fields. I actually have one already completely filled out, so you can see what it looks like once you're finally done adding all these fields. So I have all my fields, and you can see that as I go in, I can type in these fields now and enter any information that I need to into this PDF form. I have my signature fields all built and ready to go. Now I'm ready to go ahead and take this template and save it and use it to actually create a PDF form within Safe. So I'm going to minimize this and bring up Management. Now the first thing I want to go over is the managers. Now managers are what are used to tell the program how to open certain types of documents, and I want to create an actual PDF forms manager. There should already be one created, but if there's not, I want to make sure I add a new one. And inside the PDF forms manager, I want to add the extension PDF, because these are PDF documents. I want to make sure that in my parameters here I have /n, and I can just check the box for use Windows File Association. What that does is it just tells Safe to use whatever program that you normally use to open up PDFs to open this PDF form. And the most important is up here under Type. we want to make sure that that's an electronic form. You have quite a few choices here in your drop down, but I want to make sure for a PDF form that I have the type electronic form. And then once you're done, you can just click on finish, and then we can continue to go ahead and build out our template. So I'm going to go here to templates. I'm going to click on add. We're going to create a new one, and this is a background check document. So I'm going to name this background check. I can add any security or retention or versioning to the document I want to, just like a normal template. I'm going to restrict it to my human resources repository under my active employees cabinet, and we'll put it in the application tab. So I've restricted the template, and now I'm going to go to step 2. Here I want to make sure to add the PDF Forms Manager, not Adobe, but the PDF Forms Manager. It's going to go ahead and add my PDF extension. And now I want to use this little ellipse here under pick to go ahead and go out onto my computer and pick the document that I want to use for this template. So I have my background check document right here. And as soon as I've picked it, you can see that now it says that a file does exist. And now I want to go to edit. As soon as I click edit, the PDF form management window will come up. And you've got 3 different tabs here. We're going to come back to general, but I want to go ahead and go to mapping the fields on the PDF form to automatically populate data. The first one here being constants. I have a couple different choices. I can have a number that auto increments. I can have a user defined value to automatically go into a field. I'm going to use date, and that'll actually put the date that the form is created into the field that I want it to populate. So I have 2 date fields. So I'm just going to drag and drop date over that field. I'm going to do it for both of them, so that as soon as this PDF form is created within SAFE, it's going to automatically put the current date in those 2 date fields on the document. Now I'm going to come here to folder index links. I'm going to click on add, and this is going to allow me to map up my folder indexes to the form fields on the PDF form. So I'm going to pick my repository and then pick my cabinet, which is active employees. And you can see over here to the left we have my active employees folder indexes. So at this point I want to start mapping my folder indexes with my form fields in the PDF. So I'll use my list over here and find the corresponding fields to map them up. And now you can see why it's really important when you're creating that PDF form to name the fields with the data that's going to go into them, because it helps me know which fields to map up. So name, I'm going to drag and drop here on where it says name. I'm going to go down and see phone number. I can come here to phone and drag and drop that on top of there. We have email address, and I can continue to go through and populate any of the fields that I have a folder index for. And once you're done mapping all these folder index fields, you're just going to click OK. You can see the mapping right here, and then you're going to click on finish. You're going to go through the rest of the template setup just like you would a normal template. So I want to add a document name, so I'm going to have it automatically populate the date that the document's created on the document title. We're going to call it a background check, and then I'm going to include the folder index that has the person's name on it, so that'll be named background check for and then the person's name. I could add any post creation items to the document, so I could have it sent to a workflow as soon as it's created. I have a new employee workflow, so I could have it sent to that. And then I'll see my summary in step 5 and click on finish. And I actually have a template built out that has a lot of fields populated, and we're going to use that to actually go now into SAFE and populate those fields. So now what I can do is go ahead and go into SAFE, and I can create this document. So I'm going to bring up SAFE. I'm in my human resources repository in my active employees cabinet, and here I have all my folders for all my employees. I have a folder created for myself, and you can see over here to the right that I went ahead and have all the folder indexes filled out with all the information. Now all I have to do is go inside this folder. I want to make sure that I go to the application tab, because that's where we restricted the document to. I can click on new, and now I'll see my background check template right there under my PDF Forms Manager. It's automatically creating the name for the document for me. And as soon as I click OK, it's going to bring up my PDF form. So now you can see that any of the forms that we mapped up while creating the template have been automatically populated inside of the form itself. This eliminates a lot of manual typing that users have to do. It also prevents any typos because the information is coming directly from the folder indexes itself. And then I can go down and add any signatures that I need. There are a couple different ways to sign the document, but if I go ahead and click on the signature field, it's going to ask me how I want to create the signature. I can use a file, which means just a picture of a signature. I can actually use a digital ID, or I can use a device connected to this computer. So that would be a signature pad. And if you were on an iPad, there's actually apps that allow you to sign it using your fingers on an iPad. So I can sign my document and then close out. It's going to ask me if I want to save any changes. Click on yes. And there we go. Now I have my background check document saved right inside the folder that I created in, with all of the information automatically populated onto the document. Now the last thing I want to go over is how to connect this PDF form to a SQL database. So if I go in here to my background check template that we just created and go next, I'm going to go back to my PDF form management window by clicking on edit here, and this is going to bring up this window again. Now on the General tab, we have just one option here for a checkbox, and it's Database Connect. So as soon as I check that, it's going to tell me which table the information is going to be in. So it's CNG template 38. I'm going to click on Finish, and finish again on the template. And so now that anytime that template is used and that form is created, all the data that's entered inside of that form is going to be put into a table inside of SQL. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to bring Safe back up, and we'll go in here to a different folder. We're going to go into Alan White's folder. I'm going to click on New again and create our background check document. So again, you can see that all of this information has been pre-populated from the folder index, and I can continue to add any other information that I might want to put into this document. And as soon as I'm done, again, I'm just going to close out, save my changes. There I have my document. And if I bring up SQL, I can go into my CNG main database, go to my tables, and you'll see here's the tables that have been created for my templates. This one's been put into this table right here. So I'm going to look at that. And as you can see, the document that we just created has been, all the data has been imported into this table here. So you can see it's for Alan White, and I have all of the columns that data was in filled out here. And again, I can take this data and I can use it to run Excel reports or use Crystal reports, or I can use it to import the data into another software I might be using, really anything you might want to do with that data. So to recap, we've gone over PDF forms. We started with why PDF forms, what you would do with them, and then we went over building a PDF form in Adobe, and then we went over actually taking that PDF form that we built and creating a PDF form template within SAFE. If you have any questions or want more information, please visit us at cabinetpaperless.com, email us at info@cabinetpaperless.com, or give us a call at 800-621-6501. And that concludes this video. Thank you for watching.